Hello, in this video I will share about what is a good channel. But before I do that, I will do an advertisement for a really good bread. But the most interesting part is that this bread has no chemicals in it, pure, I don't know, grain, like I don't know, purely pure bread. I don't know where you can buy it, but if you see this somewhere in the stores, in Latvian stores, I think somewhere in Rimis and somewhere if you see it, you can take it purely clean. I love it. I always feel better when I eat it. So, what is a good channel? So this was not a paid advertise. This was advertised from my perception that I would suggest if you buy bread, buy this one. This is very clean. Okay, so about good channeling. Though good channeling, I don't mean in terms of good and evil. I mean in terms of good quality, meaning that one channeling is so-so and one channeling is really good. How to tell which is good and which is not good? Well, basically, in channeling, the most you can tell it by the most. How do you feel when you listen to it? So I would say entities that are higher above us, and all are higher above us. I would think we are the absolute lowest ones in terms of light and love. We are absolute lowest. So how to tell which one is the highest? How to tell the entity which is channeling through is a good quality channeling and good quality entity. So first of all is that the entities that speak through don't have the words like normally humans have. Like, for example, I'm talking right here, who, and talking all kinds of nonsense. You know, maybe in these 2 minutes which I'm talking now, I was talking maybe 90% of nonsense. The only 10% which are pure quality is that the entity doesn't talk nonsense. For example, if I want to say a good channeling quality is entity that has and so on and so on. Normally they would say yes, or they won't even say anything to this question if you have such a question. But they will answer the questions really precise, really direct, with no other information added to it. So basically, I would say a good example is Bashar, because he directly, precisely answers the question without any other thought of himself or any thought of other of himself added to. So basically, good channel speaks directly. I only had a few times such quality channeling, and I was really amazed later when I watched my own video where I was channeling that how I received the idea and how it was said, and then I watched it over the video again, and I understand that it has 5 meanings. This video has maybe more than 5 meanings. The texts are in Latvian, but I don't know how to translate them in English, but it has more than 5 meanings. You listen to the text one more time, you receive the answer, but you understand that if you read this text one more time with another understanding, it's a completely different answer, but the same basically answer, but you understand it even more deeper, and you go through another time, and then you think, how can you make such perfect text? How can you make such? Because I cannot make such text. I'm not that clever with language. And when I was in the channeling, it was like the words come chopped off, short, and placed, and the intention of the language was higher, then lower, then again higher and lower, and the attention even put more effort, effectivity in it. So this is basically, to keep it simple, a good channel, direct, precise, and nothing added to it. I mean, like, you ask me, what is a good channel? A good channel, precise, direct, nothing added to it. The text, nothing added to it, is already added to it. So, good channel, the answer would be, is precise and clear. Now, my interpretation, good channel is precise, clear, has many meanings inside the one sentence, doesn't talk some rounds, for example, as how are children born on your planet. They are born outside of our bodies through energy manipulations and so on and so on. Stop. That's it. Another channel which might be part of human interpretation, part of being that thinks something, would be, well, a human reborn babies in our planet with energies in terms of creation and so on and so on and so on. He's talking some in corners and rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds. The only problem is that it doesn't mean that the entity is not true or is lower vibration or so on and so on. It means that the channeler itself cannot go more deeper into it. Because if you go more deeper into it to higher beings, you get energy overdoses, really bursted energies. So basically, a good channel really is an example of Bashar. And the second thing is, what is a good channel? Basically, there are three things which I come aware of. But the second thing is that when you are communicating with him or watching him, you feel something inside of that you cannot explain, but it feels so interesting. You want to watch it. You feel like there is power into it. There is information density in it. There is some kind of relationship with him to you. And then I was witnessing a channeling. There was this girl doing the channeling. She's really good in channeling, but she refused to channel. I don't know, him maybe afraid or something. I don't know. That's one of the things I have come across when you do channeling. Sometimes you get like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But you have to step over this because the channeling just reflects your doubts in you. But she cannot step over that. So she was doing the channeling, and she was like, okay, I'm going in. Then she starts like speaking something, like still conscious but still speaking something, and then just bam, the entity comes like, wah! And he's raised. All instantly looks like this to me, to my father. He looks like this. He looks like this to one, to the other, but the eyes are closed. To one, to the other, and doesn't say anything. Nothing is said. Maybe sometimes hello and good day, but nothing is said. And then you say hello. He says hello, and looks to you, and you say, "Can we ask a question?" Says yes. Then and you start talking with him, and you feel the power in it. You feel that you feel, even if you look at him, you feel the connection up, and that was really powerful. I was amazed. I was really amazed. I don't have that channeling that often, that powerful, but that was really good. I don't know. I would even pay for that to see that. I would love to pay for that. Well, not much, maybe $20, but I would have the need to see, because it really was so beautiful in a sense. But the information was about technologically, about the transformations and so on and so on. But all answers that were given were precise, short, and nothing added to it. So the other thing is, number 3 in channeling, is that the entity looks at you, but their eyes are closed. And even he can look at the camera, but the eyes are closed. And when I close my eyes, maybe I have to search for something. Maybe I am wrong, I am not correctly, but when the channeling happens, the head itself locks there and doesn't move, and you don't see where are you looking at. But when you watch the video over again, you see, whoa, he's looking, him. I was also witnessing the channeling with a girl. She's really good in channeling. Her name is Agnes, and she doesn't do videos. I don't know. She's maybe finding out all that she's not until she starts to channel, because she is really gifted. I would say she's more gifted than me, but I have the ability to understand it in technological terms. She has the ability to interpret it into hearing and visualizing. So I don't have that ability, but she has that ability, and that is really like drawing technologies and drawing some things. It's really powerful. And when I was sitting here, I asked the entity the question, and the entity looked at me, and I was like, ugh. You know, the eyes are closed, and he looks to you like, zombie is looking at me. But it was funny, but it was, you know, you feel something. And another thing was that many times, many times, you start asking the question really slowly, and the entity just says the answer. It doesn't think anything. It's already the answer. You know, maybe in a few seconds, a short, precise answer. Yes, no, or yes, it is like that, but you will not understand this. And then you say, okay, but can you explain approximately how it works? And he's like, well, okay, the Bermuda Triangle still operates, but you technologically don't know how to operate with it. They are locked in space and time, in other dimensions. They are constantly in the now. They will, when they come out of this, they will not know that they have come out of this or that something has gone. But you, from your perspective, don't see them anymore and will see them only in 1,000 years ahead. You cannot have the technology to help them and to assist them. We have that, you don't have that. And I also said it's not any reason to do this. If you are channeling, I can give you some ideas. Is that many times a human who is channeling thinks that he is channeling something, but the information is taken from the mind or subconscious mind. Now, that doesn't mean that you are not channeling, because sometimes it happens to me also, because I'm not ready to receive more information, because by receiving more information, more energy is being sent to you, and your body is not ready, or your mind is not ready, or your mind, but I mean in terms of psychologically, you're not ready to transform your understanding. So that information doesn't come. For example, sometimes the question is given, but I know the answer already. So if I would be in a channeling where only the information from my mind is given, there will always be a choice for me to whether answer it from the mind that you have or receive new information that we would perceive this to be. Both are correct in terms of answering. But if you want to answer from your mind, let us talk. And I was like, oh, well, basically this happens in a flip of a second, but this information comes through. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go deep into this. The person who is here also is not deep in this. And yeah, we just go easily on it, you know. And then just they flop information from my mind, but in really great stories. I cannot imagine. I have the information in my mind, but they take it somehow, mix it up in a really good stories, and they are like, oh, well, that makes sense. But I already knew that answer, but I could not even make it that good. A higher level of channeling is when you receive the information. I mean, the question is received, and you just start to speak, and you don't understand anything what you are speaking about. For example, a man asked me what should he do in his work, because he has money problems and so on. He wants to find a path. What can he do? And I receive an image of some kind of a constructions, you know. And then there is my choice whether to say it or not say it, because I don't know what is that. I don't have any idea what is that. So there were crystals, there were the angels' roses, there were this technologically. I've also seen pianos. What can you do? And just you, when you're ready to channel, and you receive the idea of it, you can say it. Okay, I see this and this and this. but I don't know what does it mean. So this is a little bit higher level, but also it's a low level of channeling. You're talking and talking, and he asks a question you don't know. You receive pictures, you interpret them. How you wish. You let go. You start letting go. You just interpret it. Interpret it. Let others know before you channel that the information that will be given. You don't know what it is. You don't know the quality. But if it's not, if it's useful for you, you apply it to you if you want to. But don't take that this is the truth. I always say that. So if you are channeling, also always say this, because it will make you and the audience, it will make you more, relaxed, more calm, and more, you'll reduce all the negativity that can come across. And it really helps me in channeling. I can understand, but it helps me to relax and let go. So once you let go of the new information that comes and you start just explaining it, you enter another level of channeling, which means that only information is coming. You are not thinking anymore or something. Oh, this is the medium level. I'm thinking the level of average, from the good to the low. And then it happens that you are sitting in the channeling, the hands pop up like this automatically. Sometimes when entity comes, the hands go like this. I don't know, they're doing something. Sometimes like this. One time entity was, okay, what is the answer? What is the answer? And so on and so on. You don't control the body anymore. This is a vocal channel like Bashar is doing. And you don't control the body anymore. It's an autopilot. And then this is a good channeling from the quality, but it's still average. This is a good quality channeling. You can receive good answers through it, and you can see really precise information from it also. Then you're like going. The entity watches around. And he says, "Okay, now what are the questions?" For example, I changed my voice. And then you start talking with him, and the channel, because it's receiving new information, it can be overdosing for the channeler itself, the body. And if you are channeling and you come across that you're completely let go and the body is starting by itself doing something, and you receive information and it's starting to work, find a balance. Don't overdose it. Because after these channelings, you will be like, ooh, what's going on? Oh, I'm over here. Maybe stomach, maybe head dizzy, maybe the back of the neck, maybe the hands, maybe you will get some fears, maybe because it will be really accelerated. All your energy will be accelerated. And the energy comes from lifetimes. So this is okay. You can manage this, the average level. Now the high level. Now high level is, I have done it many times, but it's really powerful. It's too dense, too powerful. The entity is here, in the average level. La 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 la. So talking, and then the questions get a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. Like, what is the existence? What is the energy? What is the observer of the universe? What is the God, for example? They get deeper and deeper and deeper. And when that happens, you start receiving also understanding and new information and new understanding. And when that happens, you can sense like a tube like this on top of your head. Energy is just swarming in high amounts, and really, really strong energy. You get the understandings. Now this you can manage for barely not long, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. I did it 3 hours. Whew, it was a hell for me for 20 days then. I didn't sleep for 7 days. I could not go to sleep. I don't know, I lost weight really powerfully. It was overdosing. My head started to boil. First time I felt how the head, when it's getting hot, it starts to boil. First time I had, all my head was here, getting hot. All my body was sweating, and the entity was so precise. I would say even more preciser than Bashar. One person asked about. And this was not. We were 3 people there. A lady was sitting next to me. The lady introduced me to the channel. When I started the channel in this overdosing in the in the 3 hours which I just said, she faded away. She locked out. She was sitting. At first, she was sitting like this, and then she woke up. I'm still talking. She was like, okay, and just shut down. And later, after the challenge, she said the energy was so powerful. I even there, she could not sit calm. I mean, sit. And I was like, yes, I heard. And the questions were about how was the universe created. And he said, it was created like this, only like this. And there has never been another story or another, it has never been otherwise. And then he told how it was created. And I asked him about, are there evil spirits, He said, no. God has never created anything to be evil. And I was like, really? He said, yes. I was like, but that and that and that. He said, no bad entities. And he like, for example, I am floating here and there's an anchor hanging with a weight down me and I'm drowning deeper and deeper. And he's like, and I suddenly flop up and I was like, whoa. It was so precise. He was like precise and cutting off everything. So, yeah, so this is my story. I'm a little bit sick. I don't know, I just went to sleep and woke up with something in my nose. But it's okay. I'm doing meditation, so this is the third day. I'm feeling much better now. Before I couldn't even speak. And well, this video should be in two parts. One would be how to define which is good channeling, and the other would be what should you do, things, how can you channel better. And yeah, so this is my story. Hope you like it, and you can easily ask me questions. That's no problem. And I think when I get back on my feet again, feeling better, maybe tomorrow, I will start to channel. I will start to channel also. And then I feel really good about channeling. I feel it really. I start to love it, and I find it really loving it. Before I was like overdosing, I felt bad, but now I start to feel like deep love with it. I cannot explain. Another thing. When you are at above average level of channeling, you can channel any entity you like. Mainly there are like channelers like Bashar and other channelers. They are channeling one entity, but sometimes they switch. But when you are in a high level, I think Bashar also does it. I mean Daryl, and you can switch between entities you like. Between any entity you like, just okay. This entity, you find a feeling with something that lives on the moon. Bam, you have the picture of him, and you are just letting go when he comes to you and he starts to speak to you. So this also happens to other people, higher selves, or the higher levels of other humans. You also see them. You also can get information from them, and this also really helps. Really a great tool. This is also because it really helps you to help other people, like to give them answers, show them answers, and so on and so on. So now I'm about to done this video, and thank you for watching. Thank you for joining my channel. And again, why do I do this? I don't do it for any reason of money, any reason of making me famous or so on, any reason of selling something. I do this because I know that many people will go through all this, and they want to go through all this, and they will have to go through all this. And there has to be some kind of guidance that you go through this. So one is that, for example, the channeler itself is saying, the entity itself through the channel is saying, but the other is what the channeler itself is saying through this experience that he has gone through. So basically, both informations are needed, and both informations are really valuable. So this is my story. Uh, any questions you can ask? The thing is that I was channeling, maybe before I started my first channeling, I was meditating for 5 years. I mean, not 5 years in a row, but I was practicing meditation sometimes daily, 5 years. And then I left meditation for 1 year because it was really overbursting with me. So, I hope you like this. I would say I'm not, channeling doesn't come like, oh, I go to sleep, I wake up, and I want to channel. And bam, it happens. It has to be some kind of a meditation experience necessary, maybe a spiritual experience necessary, maybe an out of body experience necessary, or maybe a dream state communications experience necessary, so that you come aware of this and you come aware of what is happening and you be calm with this and you be ready for this. Because I can say it's really, really, really bursting energy. It's not like, oh, I just sit down, oh, what will happen? My head will hurt and that's it. No, 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 no. Maybe yes, but in my case, no, no, no. That's not that. Also, you feel an anxiety, you feel shaking, you feel like the understanding is coming, you feel depressed because the whole world is so limited now, but now it's unlimited, and so on and so on. You just have a tremendous amount of energy. So, thank you for watching. The third time. Hope you like it and wish you the absolute best. And bye bye.